Look how well it did in the past. So therefore it's going to do well in the future, or it will just kind of evolve on its own without deliberate efforts or planning on my part. That's a myth, especially today, especially what we've seen in the last 10 years. That's a myth. Okay, so instead of being all things to everyone, they've said, here's where we've got to focus to really be successful. Great points. Yes, ma'am.
They have a vision for where they want their company to be in 100 years.
Okay, so they're looking ahead. They're saying, here's where we need to go, and a vision may be to say, I want to have sales of this, or I want to have helped this many people. It could be a variety of things that might be my vision, but I know where my destination is. So I've got a direction to move towards. Great example. Yes, sir?
When they have a problem, they actually listen.
Okay, the ears are open, right? We're listening instead of this and this, we're actually listening to feedback, because one of the things I've noticed, I love working with business owners, and those that are really good, they're listening. They want feedback.
That's a dream client.
Yes. Yeah. Other. Yes, ma'am.
They provide great customer service.
Okay, we take care of our customers. We recognize the need to focus in and make sure that our customers have a good experience with us.
On the other side, they fail because they have so much business, they don't have the infrastructure, understanding, or expertise to handle it.
Okay, so they may have grown too fast, and the infrastructure that's needed to support it just doesn't happen. They might run into cash flow or just can't deliver on their promise.
A lot of upset customers.
And then it starts to spiral down. Great one. Yes, sir.
Succeed because they innovate.
They innovate. They change.
Yeah.
They see there's a need to change. We're not going to just sit here and accept the business model myth. We see that we've got to change if we're going to stay in business. So it got me to study this closer and to come to this conclusion, which I'll explain a little bit more here, is there's really 3 ingredients to the formula for business success. No matter if you're a new business, an old business, small business, a large business, same 3 ingredients to success. And that's these 3 things: your business model, your leadership, and your culture. We're getting back to what are the reasons why companies fail. Okay, very few.
They didn't see what was coming.
They didn't see what was coming. Okay? And they gave the wrong answer to the question, what business am I really in? Now, John, let me take you forward here a bit. If your wife today gave you a list to go to the store, what would you come back with?
Exactly what she wanted.
Okay. How many guys in here agree with, how many wives in here agree with that one? No, John, like the rest of us guys, and all the wives know this, the list is merely a guide, okay? And we'll come back with other things, and of the 10 things on the list, we probably picked up 7 of those, but 10 other things that we know we just had to have, right? So if you're a business owner, wouldn't you like people to come in and do some on-the-spot shopping? Yes, but this business model wasn't set up to do that. One of the problems. This is part of their business model. Okay, that's just, why do we do that? Well, because they're sitting here going, we used to do it that way. We did it that way 5 years ago, 10 years ago. That's how we're going to keep doing it. He was courageous enough to say, let's do more than that. If somebody come in and said, let's get rid of that, that's costing us, they would have misunderstood why their business model works. So whether we're a new CEO coming in and saying, let's just make some changes, or if we're the existing CEO, we've got to know, why does it work? And we know that based on talking to our customers. And in the end, we had 470 co-authors of this from 45 countries that produced this first of its kind book called Business Model Generation. And it's been an interesting process to be on. It's become a global bestseller. Over 1 million copies have been sold, and it's been translated into 30 languages. It's a nice, very user-friendly book that explains this whole topic of a business model. And I've given you a handout. You've got it, that laminated handout that you can take home with you. It's got these questions on it, or at least it describes each of these 9 building blocks, so you've got it as a tool that you can use. You can also download this canvas off of that website if you want to use that for your team. It's something that has been become the main tool, this business model canvas. You can Google it. It's being used around the world. It's being used at a lot of different companies, many of which here we would all recognize. If we were to just base it on the downloads, it's being used by over 5 million people from around the world. So it's become a neat tool. But realizing that I could have the best business model in the world, but it's not going to work if I don't have a good leadership team, and if my company is not built on core values that are going to enable me and incent me and motivate me to continue to drive that business forward and to make the changes that we need to be making. We have to preserve what we've got, eliminate what we no longer need, where it's no longer our sweet spot, and we've got to create new things. That's our job. They said most CEOs spend too much time here, just managing. We have to shift it if we're going to be in that position to have a company that's going to last and is going to accomplish what we want to accomplish for ourselves, for our families, for our customers, and for our key people. Okay. We use this system as we go through with companies individually to say, how do we, in the end, how do we keep the organization profitable? That is what we seek to do, because that's what's necessary if we're going to have a good company that's going to last, that's going to serve our customers, that's going to provide jobs for our people and financial security for our family. Great group. I really enjoyed having the chance to have an hour with you today to go through this. Thank you.